insert into the novel as a journal entry for the young woman who is the main character of the novel. Marta Carroll, by the way, is a pen name for the novel. My real name's Carol, so anyway, if you want to talk to me, call me either. I'm going to read 3 short poems and 1 page from the novel. First of all, to set it up, let me tell you that, well, actually, I'll just read this. It's a little blurb about what the novel's about, so you'll have a sense of the relationship to things. It's the late 60s San Francisco, frolicking in the wake of the summer of love, sizzling at the peak of the sexual revolution, and packed with possibility on the cusp of women's live. A beautiful but shy young Midwestern girl is trying, despite a repressive and painful past, to navigate her way through an obstacle course of bad luck and bad choices, rampant misogyny, and cultural upheaval for which she isn't at all prepared. Lessons learned are sometimes heartbreaking, but over time, empowering. For Krista Hyatt, the journal is as raucous and liberating as the era she lives in. She's 22. She has a past that set her up unprepared for relationships well. She's beautiful, but she doesn't know how to enter relationships. So she, like a lot of 22-year-old young women, is dreaming of them. First poem is Man of My Dreams. I think of you as the day begins, my little coffeehouse table for 2, with cafe au lait, flaky croissants, a newspaper too, just waiting for you. I think of you as I walk along a rocky, wooded footpath in the woods, redwood needles crunching underfoot, as whispering winds speak to me of you. I think of you as I pick wildflowers in the meadow, and apples from a tree, taste ripe berries at a roadside stand, watch sandpipers on the shore, and wait for you. I think of you as the valley fog rests below and cools the evening air, sitting by the fire, sipping herbal tea, while at my side, a warm place for you. I think of you, man of my dreams, and wonder if you will appear, so I can touch you, feel you near, with open heart and without fear, loving you. Then, despite her past being so difficult, she still hopes. She gets depressed though. So here's another poem in another mood. It's called My Life's Refrain. I see you, my life's refrain, there through the window pane. In readiness I stand right here, feeling far, though I am near. As if helpless at the door, I look about for something more. It doesn't matter where I've been, if inside out or outside in. I question, the myth prevails, even though just barely veiled. I challenge it, and it does me. To break its hold, reveal the key. To quell my fear, resist the pain, so I might live my life's refrain. I still deny that this must be my raw and certain destiny. She thinks it's her destiny to be alone, maybe, because things aren't working out well. Here's another poem that she writes, based on her experiences. She's meeting a lot of obstacles and challenges as she tries to make her life work, and not the least of which, especially in the late 60s San Francisco, was the men she meets. This fits the times now. I trusted you when we met, is the name of it. I trusted you when we met, when you played in the quartet, soft songs like dreams unveiled, and told me such enticing tales. To you too I gave my trust when you gently my hand touched, shared with me your joys and pain as if without ulterior gain. You as well I trusted so when you said you'd help me grow, encouraged me to take a risk and receive your tender kiss. And now you I trusted too, thinking what you said was true, when you made me feel protected and as if I was respected. But now I know it isn't so. It's never real. It's just a show. a planned and practiced cheap charade, a selfish, heartless game that's played. I trusted you when we met, as well as you and you and you. You all stole from me my trust and left me broken, empty, crushed. And now, as I said, I'm working on this novel, have been for several years. Still have another draft to go, so this is not a final draft, but this sort of ties the poems together a little bit. This is the first page. That creep was ogling her again, his eyes locked on her as if she was prey. He was the same greasy blonde guy who was staring at her when she checked her bags with the sky cap. Now he was maybe 30 feet away, standing with legs spread, arms across his chest, a cigarette dangling from his mouth. A twisted smirk on his face seemed to say that he thought he was God's gift to women. He rattled Krista, boosting her heartbeat up a tick, but not enough to crack her mask of self-assurance. She was good at that, at masks, if not with self-assurance, not with men anyway. She breathed deeply and glanced around, feigning nonchalance as she let her eyes pass over the guy as if he wasn't even there. Stretching to her full statuesque height, she gripped the strap of her shoulder bag and strode across the terminal lobby. When she couldn't wipe the feeling of his eyes off her body, she slipped out of sight in the gift shop. Her flight was delayed an hour. She and her mother had said their goodbyes, but their conversation hung on in Krista's mind, unready to be let go of. "You'll be all right waiting for yourself, won't you, Krista?" her mom had said, her eyes begging understanding. "You know how your father will be if I'm gone too long." "I'll be fine, Mom," Krista answered, boxing up her own disquiet. She could keep a lid on it, hold tight and manage. She always had. "Just be careful, Krista, and call. Call me when you get to San Francisco." They shared a hug, one that was quick, a bit awkward, both tearing up as they parted. Nothing was said about it being Krista's first time flying, nor about her moving more than half a continent away. About the rest, the lies, the two of them had already thrashed all that to tatters, and she'd resolved to shake off any dangling threads. After all, she couldn't stay. Not now. Not after all that happened. She'd be on her way soon. For now, she busied her mind at the magazine rack, thumbing through Look and Harper's Bazaar. After skimming an article on the growing acceptance of women wearing pants to work, she adored Yves Saint Laurent's City Pants collection. She made her way to a tiny artisan gallery at the back of the store and began browsing the artwork. Watercolors and pastels, black and white photographs, blown glass animal figurines, and colorful ceramics, some macrame plant hangers, and metal sculptures. When her eyes fell on two small bronze and leaded glass statuettes, she halted, staring at the sculptor's sensual rendering of Venus. "The one with the broken wing." "Did you say something?" a sales clerk standing nearby asked. She waited, her head cocked. "Miss?" "The broken one," Krista mumbled. "I'll take it." "Oh, don't you want the one that isn't damaged?" "It's okay. I can mend it." Krista squeezed out a polite smile and tucked some loose strands of auburn hair into her purple and black headband scarf. "Well, I'll give you a discount. It's worth less like this." Krista cast her eyes downward, her brow creased. Worthless. Worthless. Having made her purchase, she hurried off to board her flight, feeling oddly disarranged, shaken. Like a lightning bolt, the wounded, winged representation of the goddess of love had cracked into something hidden deep within her, something restless, almost feral.
How many of you own pets?
Have pets?
I've got two pet poems.
Oh, good.
First one is called Nobody But Us Cats. You are nobody until you've been ignored by a cat. There is somebody when you've been ignored by a cat. A cat knows it is boss. That's why it has slaves. A cat gives you attention when the cat wants attention. Make a cat purr and you might be a friend for the life of a cat. Of course, that cat has 9 lives. A cat will climb up because it can. Cat will be fed now, and now is defined as yesterday. Cat knows who is allergic to cats. Cat never plays cat and mouse with a mouse unless it is a laser light. You cannot herd cats. Cat sleeps where it wants to. Don't ever try to give a cat a bath. Cat always vomits at the most inappropriate time, directly in line with the foot's path in the dark, of course. When a cat meows, you are in trouble. And for those people who own dogs, this is called a dog's life. It's a dog's life. Stay off the furniture. Stop licking. Stop barking. Stop sleeping in my bed. Stop gorging your food. And above all, fetch me my newspaper, fetch me my slippers, rescue me from the house fire. Then, and only then, will we discuss minimum wage.
This took me back a little bit. I used to deliver papers in Oklahoma City when I was growing up, and I had a good friend who got me my first paper route, and we were really bad at it, and that's kind of what this book is about. Inspiration. 4:30 a.m. Oklahoma City, my first paper route. I folded newspapers into triangles. Then I bet Tommy, who was also 11, I could throw one farther. Not knowing the first thing about customer expectations, we threw as hard as we could, smashed a screen, cracked a window, then ran, then peed for distance in a neighbor's driveway. Years later, I realized my neighbor, walking out to his car on his way to work, would have seen them. The side-by-side Rorschach blots of our sprinklings. What came to mind, I wonder, in those seconds after annoyances ebb? A view of Lakes Huron and Michigan from a window seat 30,000 feet up. 2 gray fox pelts, salted, laid out to dry. 50 years later, peering out a window at my own driveway, I wonder if that neighbor still imagines as I do, one seagull following another, 2 clouds floating above the silver frost of October, a pair of boats slipping over a bank into the dark, uncertain current of the street. And I was thinking about my son, who recently moved to Baltimore, Maryland. When I wrote this, thinking about the old days when we were growing up together, I was supposed to be the dad. Old cartoons. Because I can't reach high enough, the cherries will go unpicked this year. Another season will have passed, and not a single pie. I promised myself I'd make one. That was 2, then 6, then 10 years ago. My son tells me his beard is turning gray. He was born yesterday. The neighborhood volcano had just erupted, and we were driving to Grandma's house when miles started to tick away like years. 5, 15, 21. And today is my son's birthday. Turn on the coffee, the TV. Now the pot is brewing, and there's another war heating up. We should be done with wars by now, which would leave just the smoky smell of coffee, and in black and white, animated characters bouncing across the screen, mouse-like cries in the background. And today, my son is 35, as coffee scalds my tongue, as bombs go off in some village in the sand, as the cartoon giant makes his entrance footsteps and voice thundering.
This poem that I wrote here was a poem that started out being upset because of a lot of things going wrong and just falling apart. The trees. Dealing with man-made inventions, I made more of a mess than helped. The room felt miserably warm. All I'd succeeded to do was get angry. I'm going to my game on the internet. I stopped to read the post of some intentions, posting of current events, including gender, political. A tornado struck anger, my beliefs, gender, and photo. Dare not talk to no one. Walking and walking and walking, sidewalk going on and on. Angry tornado, glimpsing now and then at some flowers, sidewalk with dirt cracks, weeds going on before me. 1 foot ahead of the other slowly. That's all I can do. If I walk for any time without pain, an unexpected seat ahead. Underneath me was a man-made entertainment. My seat was watching nature's magic. A nice breeze blowing a summer sky. Trees along me caught my attention. Dare not talk. No one. The wind bade me listen. Hear my song. The choir of trees around me filled the air. The peaking sun was the spotlight. The trees bade me watch the show. Many trees began the ballet just before me, swayed to and fro in poetic motion, branches swaying in all directions, most trees just swaying by the will of the conductor. Trees close to one another, leaves against touching one another in harmony. Branches appear touching as lovers as they danced. The sunbeam, in a way, appeared silver. The different shades of their greens the trees offered, a shifting kaleidoscope of colors from the sun. Dare not talk, no one, just watch. The song of the wind sang soothing. Some will soothe some of my tornado, but not all. I walk away with the idea that trees have no prejudice feelings. Walking more with a great ballet in my mind. A ghostly butterfly tries to ask a question. Walking home, the ghostly butterfly dares to speak. Dare not talk, no one. Home, and listening to and he played his Four Seasons. And as the hurricanes aside, I listened to the music replaying the ballet of the trees with their light show and song. The hurricane is gone now. You can listen to what is going on with me.
I was born in April, and this is a birthday poem I wrote called Birthday Poem. I am born of springtime's laughter in the chattering of birds, and the crystal drops on morning webs that string like lace in mid-air. I am born of lilac blossoms and the humming of the bees, of the tiny eggs in their woven nests gently rocked within the trees. I am born under the glowing of the season's first full moon, as I blink my eyes and I take a breath, wearing stardust in my hair. And I wanted to read a cat poem that I had because I really love my neighbor's cat and she ignores me terribly. You talk to her and she literally turns her head to stuff. If you've never gone to Chris Luna's The Work Poetry Workshop, it's super awesome. And we did Sing Queen the last time I went, and this was 3 Sing Queen poems together. So it's called Sasha. Sasha, my neighbor's cat, with shining midnight fur, her lantern eyes and petal tongue allure. Sasha, who claimed our yard long before we lived there, disdains our every attempt to woo her. The queen of all she sees, my porch and flower bed, my car hood wears her kitty paws away.